We're going to call the June 9, 2026 council meeting to order. And I will defer to Councilman Barr, who has invited guests for both our invocation and our pledge allegiance.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Tonight we have a very special guest with us tonight, and we're going to start a little different. I wanted to recognize Miss Carroll County team, Miss Douglas County team, as well as Miss West Georgia team. They will start the evening tonight, starting with Miss Carroll County team and Miss Carroll County that will give us the invocation.
Right, would you stand with us, please?
Hi, I'm Caroline Miller, Miss Carroll County Teen, and I'm honored to introduce Miss Carroll County Abigail Parham, who will be giving you the invocation.
Hello, everyone. Let us take a moment of reflection and gratitude. We gather here tonight as servants of our community to conduct the people's business. We ask for the clarity of mind, compassion in our hearts, and the wisdom to make decisions that promote the prosperity, safety, and well-being of all our residents. May we work together in a spirit of unity and mutual respect, putting the needs of our community first. Amen. And next, I proudly introduce our Miss Douglas County, Miss Michaela McCoy.
Good evening. Before I lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, I would like to take a second to recognize my amazing team, Miss Carrington Hayes, who could not be here with us this evening. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would like now like to introduce the Miss West Georgia and Miss West Georgia's team.
I am Sydney Lively, your Miss West Georgia's teen, and I'm honored to introduce your Miss West Georgia, Mara Eva Klein, that will sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. And as next is always customary that we just give a short bio on our participants. And tonight, Ms. Mara Eva Klein, which is Miss West Georgia, holds the title of Miss West Georgia. She is a junior at the University of Alabama, pursuing a bachelor's degree in hospitality with a focus on event planning and minor in musical theater. Her ambition is to work as an event planner in Nashville while also performing professionally. Additionally, she is involved in community services through her initiative, Do It for Donna, which raises awareness about drunk driving. Welcome, Miss West Georgia, Mara Clean. Next, we have Miss Sydney Lively, Miss West Georgia Teen. Miss Lively holds the title of Miss West Georgia Teen. Sydney aims to graduate at the top of her class with aspirations to attend the University of Georgia College of Veterinary Medicine to become a certified equine ophthalmologist, right? Specializing in equine ophthalmology. Sydney's community service initiative is Hope Over Hunger, where she believes everyone should have access to food and hope. Ms. Sydney Lively. Next, we have Ms. Abigail Parham, Miss Carroll County's team. Miss Carroll County. Abigail Parham holds the title of Miss Carroll County. She is currently pursuing a nursing career at West Georgia Technical College. She is actively involved in the community advocacy through her community service initiative, Breaking Bread, which aims to combat hunger in Georgia by organizing food drives and partnering with local churches to distribute meals to families in need. Ms. Abigail Parham. Also, as it was stated earlier, Ms. Caroline Miller, she's here. Ms. Caroline, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm looking at it wrong. Ms. Caroline Miller, Ms. Carroll County's team. Caroline Miller holds the title of Miss Carroll County's team. She aspires to attend the University of Alabama to major in business while also pursuing cosmetology to become a hair and makeup artist. Her community service initiative focuses on promoting heart health through the HeartWise Few Steps for Heart Health, which promotes a healthy lifestyle through exercise and movement for a healthy heart. Ms. Caroline Miller. Next, we have Miss Michaela McCoy, Miss Douglas County. Michaela McCoy holds the title of Miss Douglas County and currently studies at the University of West Georgia while working at Tax Pro Columbus. She aims to obtain a degree in English and secondary education, aspiring to become an educator and create a private academic program focused on innovative education and career preparation for underserved youth. Her community service initiative is called To Self with Love, which promotes women's empowerment and self-love. Ms. Michaela McCoy. Next, we have Carrington Hayes, Miss Douglas County team, which is not here tonight. Ms. Carrington Hayes holds the title of Miss Douglas County team. Carrington aspires to become a dermatologist and attend the University of West Georgia. She is actively involved in her community through her initiative, Heart Smiles, which promotes the importance of healthy smile for good heart health. Miss Carrington Hayes, I'm sorry. It's a lot. Madam Mayor, that concludes the bios. Yeah. You want to do it? You want to do the proclamation? I do.
You want to go ahead and we'll do pick up right there because he did this to himself. I told him I'm sorry. Told him how hard it is to do all those proclamations, and
I know, right?
One of the pronunciations on the education was quite a challenge. But
Exactly. I'm like, wow. So, ladies, we do have a proclamation for you tonight, and we want to thank you all for being here. As I stated to you earlier, this is historic. You know, we have never had a Miss Douglas County and Miss Douglas County team, so that is actually historic. And I think this is the second year that we had Miss Carroll County and Miss Carroll County team. And first, a couple years we had Miss West Georgia and Miss West Georgia team as well. So I just want the community to see you lovely young ladies and the work that you're doing in the community, and you know, because you're going to get to know them as you continue to do your work. And to you all, these young ladies are going to Miss Georgia this Thursday. Okay. They're all leaving to go to Miss Georgia in Columbus, Georgia this Thursday, and they'll be down there for a week so they can compete to become Miss Georgia. So we want to recognize you all and let your hometown and your community love on you as well and send you off in the big way. Thank you for being here tonight. So what I want to do is present you with a proclamation each, and I'm going to have the mayor sign, and then the mayor will do pictures with you all as well. First, we're going to recognize Miss Carroll County and Miss Carroll County team. Whereas the city of Villa Rica proudly recognizes individuals who exemplify leadership, service, character, and a commitment to positively impacting their communities. And whereas Abigail Parham, Miss Carroll County, and Caroline Miller, Miss Carroll County team have demonstrated exceptional dedication to community service, leadership development, academic achievement, and personal excellence through their representation of Carroll County. And whereas through volunteerism, advocacy, and civic engagement, they have served as positive role models for young women across the county while inspiring others through their professionalism, confidence, and commitment to service. And whereas their efforts reflects the values of integrity, leadership, and community involvement that strengthen and enrich the citizens of Villa Rica and Carroll County. And whereas Miss Carroll County and Miss Carroll County team will proudly represent their community during Miss Georgia Competition Week taking place June 13th through the 20th, 2026, where they will compete alongside outstanding young women from across the state of Georgia for the titles of Miss Georgia and Miss Georgia team. And whereas the city of Villa Rica recognizes the importance of supporting and encouraging young leaders and dedicate themselves to service, leadership, scholarship, and community impact. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the mayor and city council of the city of Villa Rica, Georgia, do hereby recognize and honor Miss Carroll County and Miss Carroll County team for their achievement, leadership, dedication to community service, and outstanding representation of Carroll County and the surrounding region. And be it further proclaimed, the city of Villa Rica extends its best wishes for continued success during the 2026 Miss Georgia competition and in all future endeavors, while expressing appreciation for the positive example they set for young people throughout our community. In witness whereof, I have hereto set my hand, or the mayor here have hereto set her hand and caused the CEO of the city of Villa Rica to be affixed this 9th day of June 2026. Thank you. Thank you for bearing with me. So I'm going to read the proclamation for Miss Douglas County and Miss Douglas County team. Whereas the city of Villa Rica proudly recognizes individuals who exemplified leadership, service, character, and a commitment to positively impacting their communities. And whereas Michaela McCoy, Miss Douglas County, and Carrington Hayes, Miss Douglas County team have demonstrated exceptional dedication to community service, leadership development, academic achievement, and personal excellence through their representation of Douglas County. And whereas through volunteerism, advocacy, and civic engagement, they have served as positive role models for young women across the county while inspiring others through their professionalism, confidence, and commitment to serve. And whereas their efforts reflect the values and integrity, leadership, and community involvement that strengthens and enrich the citizens of Villa Rica and Douglas County. And whereas Miss Douglas County and Miss Douglas County team will proudly represent their community during Miss Georgia Competition Week taking place June 13th through the 20th, 2026, where they will compete alongside outstanding young women from across the state of Georgia for the titles of Miss Georgia and Miss Georgia team. And whereas the city of Villa Rica recognizes the importance of supporting and encouraging young leaders who dedicate themselves to service, leadership, scholarship, and community impact. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the mayor and city council of the city of Villa Rica, Georgia, do hereby recognize and honor Miss Douglas County and Miss Douglas County team for their achievements, leadership, dedication to community service, and outstanding representation of Douglas County and surrounding region. And be it further proclaimed, the city of Villa Rica extends its best wishes for continued success during the 2026 Miss Georgia competition and in all future endeavors, while expressing appreciation for the positive example they have set for young people throughout our community. In witness thereof, the mayor will hereto set her hand and cause the CEO of the city of Villa Rica to be affixed this 9th day, June 2026. Thank you. And finally, we have a proclamation for Miss West Georgia team. Whereas the city of Villa Rica proudly recognizes individuals who exemplify leadership, service, character, and a commitment to positively impacting their communities. And whereas Mara Eva Klein, Miss West Georgia, and Sydney Lively, Miss West Georgia team have demonstrated exceptional dedication to community service, leadership development, academic achievement, personal excellence through their representation of West Georgia. And whereas through volunteerism, advocacy, and civic engagement, they have served as positive role models for young women across the county while inspiring others through their professionalism, confidence, and commitment to service. And whereas their efforts reflect the values of integrity, leadership, community involvement that strengthens and enrich the citizens of Villa Rica and West Georgia region. And whereas Miss West Georgia and Miss Georgia team will proudly represent their community during Miss Georgia Competition Week, taking place June 13th through the 20th, 2026, where they will compete alongside outstanding young women from across the state of Georgia for titles of Miss Georgia and Miss Georgia team. And whereas the city of Villa Rica recognizes the importance of supporting and encouraging young leaders who dedicate themselves to service, leadership, scholarship, and community impact. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the mayor and city council of the city of Villa Rica, Georgia, do hereby recognize and honor Miss West Georgia team for their achievements, leadership, dedication to community service, outstanding representation of the West Georgia region and surrounding areas. And be it further proclaimed, the city of Villa Rica extends its best wishes for continued success during the 2026 Miss Georgia competition and all future endeavors, while expressing appreciation for the positive example they set for young people throughout our community. In witness whereof, the mayor hereto set her hand and caused the CEO of the city of Villa Rica to affix this day of June 9th, 2026. Thank you. Madam Mayor, that precludes the proclamations.
I'll go ahead and sign those, and if you want to start preparing to get a picture, and we'll get all the girls up here. And
So what we're going to do is we'll take one of each group first, and then we'll take one of the whole as soon as the mayor finishes signing the proclamations.
Teresa, I might need you to help sort out the proclamations. Sure, I've got.
And do you want Executive Director to be in the picture as well?
This.
Okay, thank you. And also, while the mayor is signing the proclamations, I want to also recognize my wife, Donna Barr, who is the executive director for all of these young ladies, as well as she does represent the university, Miss University of West Georgia as well. This year, we didn't have a title holder, but we still, want to recognize the University of West Georgia for all their support through this process and as well. Thank you.
Did he designate you? Okay.
I'll scoot for him.
One second. Okay. Thank you. Get everybody together. I guess it looks more balanced with yellow. I usually feel short. Congratulations already. You're winners in our eyes.
Put you right on the spot.
And I want to say thank you to Madam Mayor as well for allowing these young ladies to be recognized, and I thank you too.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Hi, good luck.
Good luck. Yeah, all right. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
No, there was no crown, just track and cross-country shoes. But it had its benefits. All right, we'll move on to the proclamation for the Juneteenth celebration. Councilwoman Conte.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Whereas Juneteenth commemorates June 19th, 1865, the day enslaved African Americans in Galveston, Texas were informed of their freedom more than 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, and whereas Juneteenth stands as a powerful reminder of resilience, perseverance, hope, and the enduring contributions of African Americans throughout our nation's history, and whereas the observance of Juneteenth provides an opportunity for reflection, education, unity, celebration, and a renewed commitment to freedom, equality, and justice for all, and whereas the city of Villa Rica, Georgia, recognizes the importance of honoring the voices, experiences, history, sacrifices, and cultural contributions of African Americans who have helped shape our community and our nation, and whereas the city of Villa Rica, Georgia, values the diversity and cultural heritage of all residents and recognizes that honoring Juneteenth strengthens community unity, understanding, inclusion, and hope for future generations. And whereas this year marks the inaugural official Juneteenth celebration and acknowledgement by the city of Villa Rica, Georgia, representing a meaningful step toward fostering greater cultural awareness, fellowship, education, and community engagement. And whereas the city of Villa Rica, Georgia, encourages all residents to come together in the spirit of fellowship, service, education, reflection, and celebration as we honor this important moment in American history and continue building a future rooted in respect, opportunity, unity, and inclusion for all people. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the mayor and city council of the city of Villa Rica, Georgia, do hereby proclaim June 19, 2026 as Juneteenth Independence Day in the city of Villa Rica, Georgia, and encourage all residents to participate in activities and celebrations that honor freedom, heritage, perseverance, education, service, and community unity. Be it further proclaimed that this observance shall serve as a reminder of both the progress achieved and the continued importance of working together to build a stronger, more united, and more inclusive community for generations to come, and witness whereof this proclamation is adopted this 9th day of June 2026.
Thank you. Councilman Barr.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The next proclamation I'll be presenting is to recognize the Cultural Arts Council. For those of you all, if you join us for the work session, we had Miss Emily Leitner from the Cultural Arts Council come and do a presentation, and we want to just kind of formally recognize the Cultural Arts Council and their work in the county, as well as a relationship of collaboration that we in the city looking forward to working with this organization on many different opportunities that I think that will bring some cultural enrichment and enlightenment to our city. So at this time, I'm going to read a proclamation, and I'll have Miss Emily Leitner, which is here, I see, come up for a photo op with the mayor. Thank you. This is a proclamation recognizing the Cultural Arts Council, Douglasville, Douglas County, Inc., as a valued community and cultural partner to expand arts, cultural, and educational opportunities for youth, families, and the Villa Rica community. Whereas the city of Villa Rica recognizes the important role that arts, culture, education, and creative expression play in enhancing quality of life, strengthening communities, and creating opportunities for residents for all ages. And whereas the Cultural Arts Council, Douglasville/Douglas County, Inc., has demonstrated a longstanding commitment to promoting arts, education, cultural enrichment, community engagement, and creative experiences throughout the West Georgia region. And whereas the program, services, performances, exhibits, workshops, and educational opportunities provided by the Cultural Arts Council, Douglasville, Douglas County, Inc., contribute to the development of youth, support families, and foster a vibrant, connected community. And whereas the city of Villa Rica values partnerships and collaborative relationships that expand opportunities for citizens to learn, create, engage, and experience the arts. And whereas the Cultural Arts Council, Douglasville, Douglas County, Inc., through the leadership of Executive Director Emily Leitner and his dedicated staff, board members, volunteers, artists, and supporters, continues to make a meaningful impact on the communities it serves. Whereas the mayor and city council of City of Villa Rica appreciate the presentation provided by the Cultural Arts Council and recognize the potential for future collaboration in support of arts, culture, education, youth programming, family engagement, and community enrichment. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the mayor and city council of the city of Villa Rica, Georgia, do hereby recognize the Cultural Arts Council for its contributions to arts and cultural advancement and express sincere appreciation for its commitment to serving the citizens of our region. Be it further proclaimed that the city of Villa Rica extends its gratitude to Executive Director Emily Leitner for presenting the mission, programs, and services of the Cultural Arts Council and fostering a spirit of collaboration that may create future opportunities for the residents of Villa Rica. In witness whereof, the mayor hereto set her hand and caused the seal of the city of Villa Rica to be affixed this 9th day of June 2026. Thank you. At this time, I want to ask you to come up, Miss Emily Leitner, and the mayor's going to sign your proclamation, and I would like to do a photo op with you. Do you have board members here with you as well? Okay. Ms. Leitner, would you like to introduce your board members while we're waiting? Yep. Give me the mic. Give me the mic.
Everyone. My name is Emily Leitner, Executive Director for the Cultural Arts Council. We're excited about being able to expand our arts and cultural awareness and programs to the community of Villa Rica. Today with me, I have our President of our Board of Directors, Ms. Bonnie Prayer. We have our incoming President as of July, Ms. Robin Glenn, and we have one of our previous past presidents, Ms. Rita Wilson, with us today.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you.
Oh, let me get my mic back on. Sorry, Joel. We're going to move into the public comment time. We will, there was a sign-up sheet as you entered the council chambers. As you come to the podium, please state your name for the record. Each individual will be given 3 minutes to speak. Those addressing the mayor and council may feel free to speak openly on the matter you wish to bring to our attention, but we do ask that you refrain from disruptive remarks or conduct that would impede the orderly conduct of the meeting, and limit your comments to matters pertinent to the city. As an elected body, we do not typically engage in debate or question and answer during the public comment time. This is your time. However, if your question or your concern necessitates a response from the staff level, we'll be happy to connect you with a staff member who can contact you in a reasonable time frame sometime after the meeting. As your elected officials, we do value the opportunity to hear from citizens who have a vested interest in our city. First name, Lisa Connor.
Make sure everybody can hear me okay. I'm a really loud talker, so if I get too loud, somebody just motion for me to back up a little bit, so apologies. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the council. My name is Lisa Connor. I'm a resident of Evelyn Drive here in Villa Rica. My property backs up onto the industrial park side of the city. I came here today after watching what happened a few weeks ago in the town hall meeting. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend, but some of the remarks and things that were stated in that meeting did inspire me to do quite a bit of research on the behalf of situations going on in the city. In that specific meeting, it was regarding Villa Rica Parkway property acquisition. I was able to obtain a copy of an email correspondence from June 1st, 2017 between previous Director of Downtown Development, Christopher Pike, and the President of B&M&K Construction and Engineering, Donald Clarisi, regarding the original plans for Villa Rica Parkway. In those plans, it was discussed it would be a 1-mile urban connector that provided a new route from Mirror Lake Boulevard to SR 61 in the city of Villa Rica. The original estimate for that project was $3.4 million. In the previous hearing, Mr. Mark Teal stated that the project was approximately half a mile long, but despite the decrease in size from the original plan, Ms. Hallman announced the budget for the project was $15.4 million, which is 4.5 times the original proposed budget in 2017. Mr. Teal also mentioned in his presentation that the project required total or partial acquisition of 25 properties, 16 of which the city now owns. Ms. Hallman announced that $3 million had been spent towards property acquisition. If that sum is divided evenly between the 16 properties that were acquired, it would equate to $225,000 per property. I did some research into the properties currently for sale in the city of Villa Rica. This may be some information that you're not aware of. After developmental companies have moved in, the median home sale price in this city is $406,270. If they had been offered $225,000, that is still a deficit of $180,000 for them to be able to purchase a home debt-free within the same area their homes are now going to be destroyed. That is not something that we need to take lightly at all. And I do not feel that it has been taken into consideration when we talk about valuing these properties based off of tax assessors that haven't been updated in years. $30,000 or $50,000 for a home is not adequate, not in the slightest. These citizens deserve better. Regardless of whatever prior contracts or agreements were made by previous leadership, we have a moral and ethical obligation to these people to treat them fairly and to treat them correctly. I'm going to end with a few questions because there are things that I believe the citizens deserve to know. Why is the project 4.5 times more expensive than originally quoted in 2017? What are the boundaries of the new TAD that have been established? How many more phases are there for the Villa Rica Parkway? Is there a potential for any additional property acquisition in the coming phases? What contracts or agreements were put in place by previous leadership that we are now obligated to continue with? And on the 3 ongoing projects within the city, are any others required for the acquisition of property?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Amy McCoy.
Good evening. I'm Amy McCoy, 9938 Ashton Old Road. I'm speaking today because government transparency and our constitutional rights are not conditional. They are absolute standard. Recently, I submitted another formal inquiry to the city regarding an environmental concern, a placement of hay bales directly into the local creeks, which is a violation of state law. I did not ask for opinions. I asked for the basic required documentation. I asked for the permits, and I asked for the EPD notifications and the authorizations that supposedly justified this as an emergency mitigation measure that was responded to. I have still not received a response from that request. Just absolute silence. Ignoring residents does not make a potential waterway contamination disappear. It simply exposes a troubling lack of accountability. But this administration disregards for its residents does not stop at our waterways. Tonight, as we enter this building to engage in a peaceful, silent protest, we were met with an attempt to illegally block a silent protest of our signs. It was only after we directly informed the city attorney that this was a blatant violation of our First Amendment rights that we were permitted to bring them in with restrictions. This is a continuation of deeply concerning patterns, whether you are ignoring emails about contamination of our natural resources or attempting to suppress and police the civil rights of your constituents. The message you are sending is clear. We will not be ignored, and we will not be intimidated. Tonight, we ask for the immediate reversal of eminent domain, and we demand that the city cease the suppression of our First Amendment rights. Thank you.
Melissa Dobbs. Is it Marissa or Melissa? Sorry. Okay. Narissa.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. I was trying to write it clearly.
That's okay.
All right. My name is Narissa. I have spoken to y'all before about the crack, and I saw your reaction to me using that name. I wanted to make sure it's clear that the name of the crack is something to be proud of. That community is proud of that name. They took what they were given during segregation and thrived as a community, right? I want to ask a very serious question for each one of you. If your grandmother was in Miss Knoll's place, what would you do? Would you stand aside and allow her home to be eminent domain? Would you stand aside and allow it to happen in the name of progress? I think we all know the answer to that without y'all answering it. To hear you, Ms. Hallman, say that you wanted to be fair and equitable to this community with the decisions y'all have made, is it fair and equitable what you are doing to Miss Knowles? 76 years is a legacy. It's 3 generations. It's a lifetime of memories. Memories cannot be bought. There is not a price in this world that is enough to replace them, yet you are being fair and equitable. Is it fair and equitable to allow an AI data center that will poison the water supply, terrorize the native wildlife, and the residents in that area? What are you going to do about that? When will you stand up for your constituents and not the developers and corporations that come here to throw money around? I hope that every single one of you never know peace. And I hope that every single one of you know I will do everything I can to make sure every single one of you loses your seats for what you have done. Thank you.
Pamela White.
Pamela White. First, I would like to just show you all my poster. It's violated civil rights, no due process. The 6 of you know. No one have to just go on and on about what you do know and what you don't know. All of you have been made aware. We weren't given due process. And as we see the timeline from 2013 to current, no one has still received a letter telling us about this project. Ms. Hallman continues to say move forward. with no accountability for nobody at the city, we can't move forward without accountability. Because you didn't own the properties that you put in these contracts. You didn't own the property that you put up for bonds. You didn't own it. So to tell our community to basically suck it up and let us have this road, it's not going to happen. And if it do happen, it'll be because they just gave in and gave up their properties. But we're going to stand with each and every individual that do not want to sell. And in question, we want to know why is it that you went and you had a family to move out of a home that you stated was needed for the road. Told them if you don't sell it to us, we're going to take it by eminent domain. But you moved them out of the house and you offered it to another resident right beside it that you also said you need the road for. We have the maps. You don't need the house. You don't need the house. You want the house. Remember? You said it was a desire and not a need. So we see it. We see it in the map, so we don't have to ask. Another thing for the safety of our children that don't know, because I'm not a representative of the city council or anything, I think it needs to be made known to the community over there that the city no longer owns Cleghorn, the park that was there. You all don't own it, and knowing that you don't own it and you're allowing people to go there, they're on private property. And I guess you could say you're talking about everything else, go tell them I don't have to do it. You all need to do it. Make the public aware. Mr. Moptahan, I think because you was in a DDA meeting that we got records of, and a land swap was done. And so we know who it was swapped to. So we know, and we know that you know that the property don't belong to the city. We just hope that someone will make the community aware over there. So if they're approached with someone, they'll know to go ahead and retreat and go home because the city no longer owns it. Give us some respect.
Dr. Steve Woodall.
Dr. Steve Woodall, 686 Punkintown. My concern is, I'm coming about the meeting that you had recently at the library, and we were talking about Punkintown and the new roundabouts and the problems with traffic on Punkintown and Old Stone. And I want to say, I'll just say it quickly, I support the responsible growth and appreciate the city's efforts to improve the safety with the sidewalks and the curb and gutters on Punkintown. My concern is the transportation planning appears to focus on short sections of Punkintown Road while leaving the larger traffic issues unresolved. The city's plan improves 1,000 feet north of Old Stone or on each side of Old Stone. It goes either way. The roadway serves a growing area that includes a new hospital expansion plan for the 4-story women's center, approximately 500 residential units. My question is simple, and the 500 residential units does not include there's approximately 1,000 units that are going up within a mile of, say, Old Stone and Punkintown. And that's going to be a traffic issue that I don't think is being planned according to that meeting the other night. I could ask the engineer what his plan was for the traffic that's going to be created by the approximately 1,000 units that are in that general area, and it's going to be on a 2-lane road. But the city, what my question is, the city's long-term plan for handling traffic on Old Stone and Punkintown when all approved developments are built and occupied. The issue is not whether sidewalks or curb and gutters are beneficial. The issue is whether the roadway network will have sufficient vehicle capacity to serve the residents and the hospital patients and employees, emergency vehicles, and the visitors who will be using these roads again. I would Respectfully ask the city to provide updated traffic projections showing the expected traffic volumes on Old Stone, Punkintown after all the approved developments are completed, and to explain what roadway improvements are planned if those projections exceed the practical capacity of the existing two-lane roads. I looked in the state of Georgia and I found out that the plan for Falcon is to create 3 roundabouts within a period of about 500 yards. And there's 3 locations in Georgia where this has been completed. They all funnel traffic in, and the purpose is to funnel it quickly onto the other main roads. But the main roads there are multi-lane roads and not 2 lanes like Punkintown.
Okay, thank you, sir. Josh Evans.
Wow, it's a good day to be in Villa Rica, ain't it? Just sadness. It really is. Y'all want to push a community out. y'all can't even get the city together. Can't get a city manager. Can't find one that wants to come to work here. I wonder why. I watched today again. Your little grounds maintenance crew that y'all so fond of. Chew grass up and trash with lawnmowers, blowing it to storm drains. Well, I ain't gonna keep messing with y'all about it. So I done told you what I do. There's the certifications. I'm MS4 inspector myself. So we can go EPA's route. We can slap a clean water suit on it for about 50, 60 million. Bankrupt you. How you gonna do a road? With all the illicit discharges I have shown that they're scrambling to try to fix every day. Right? Oh yeah. Walked out of a SWAT meeting, stormwater committee. That sewer had been leaking for over a year into that creek. What mitigation was taken? None. 0. Zilch. Nothing. You all think it's funny. Our water is nothing to play with. We don't have an abundance of it. We don't. We're not water independent. We don't have reservoirs just sitting on line that we can turn on and off when we want it. We have to buy it when we run out. Well, we get it bought anyway. You all talked about this one right here. I'm going to fight tooth and nail, the water plant construction. My main purpose Monday, next Monday when I go to EPA up at the corporate office in D.C., is to fight that West plant expansion. We'll fight it tooth and nail. They got some questions about some reports that were done that ain't right. I'd like to know who did that on Bowler Jerry over there where that culvert collapsed in that driveway and put that rock on there with no with no buffer credits. Then I had to call it out and say, hey, they ain't got a solid piece of steel pipe across it. Who done that? City do that? Word on the street, the city done that. I'd like to know it. If I was you 6, I'd fire some folks today. I'd fire them tonight. First thing in the morning, I'd start firing. And I can find about 7 of them in this room right now that I'd fire in a heartbeat because they can't get the job done. They ain't getting the job done. You put people in place to do the jobs. You don't hire them just because they're your buddies. I mean, that seems like what y'all do.
Jackie Childress. Jackie Childress.
Jackie Childress, Villa Rica. My family was born and raised in this county. They were here when the city of Villa Rica became a city. I've been accused of speaking very passionately. This is something that I feel very passionate about. It is my history and my legacy, as it is your history and your legacy. So tonight I'd like to talk to you about the trials and tribulations that brought about that history and the legacy that we leave behind. The city of Villa Rica has not been without its trials and tribulations. When those trials and tribulations came to us 2 years ago, we stood together united as a community, and we fought those trials and tribulations to bring about a better city. That hasn't worked too well. Our history is what we make every day that we show up and we stand up for what we believe in. Our history is what our families fought for, what brought them to where they are, to where we are, to where our children, our grandchildren, and our grandchildren will be tomorrow. Our legacy is what we need to protect because we do pass it down. And each and every one of you, as well as each and every one represented here tonight, has a responsibility to stand up for that legacy. We've heard about Juneteenth, which deserves every bit of respect and honor that we can get. It came through trial, tribulations, it came through history, and it is a legacy that the black people passed down to everyone, not just to their race, but to everyone. Had they not stood up for what they believed in, none of us would. We are a nation that's fighting today to stand up for what we believe is right, politically or not. Our sons, our daughters, our grandchildren go out every day and fight to make this country free. That's a legacy that we can be proud of. I'm asking you tonight to rescind the votes that you have placed on this community. It's been said that it was not a need, it was a desire. It was stated that when Fuqua was bought out, that the new people had no desire to move forward with the parkway. Thank you.
Alita Farmer.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is part of my family legacy. This right here is the 5th generation of my family, the Henrys and Bohanna. We have never thought about doing anything with our property because it is supposed to be passed down to my grandchildren. And the reason I have my granddaughter out here protesting with us is so she knows what it feels like to hold on to something your family worked very hard to earn. They went through Jim Crow. They went through crosses being burnt in their yards. They were called different names that I don't even want to repeat. So it was sacrifices made to keep land. And I know you councils are saying, when 216 Anderson Road is not being on eminent domain. No, you're right, it's not. But we know that there's multiple properties and projects that you have in motion. You're only talking about one. You're not talking about all the other ones that are going to impact one community. And one of the things that, to piggyback off of Pam, when she shared, you know, y'all say to us, what do y'all mean about pledging or we are trying to use your property? Redevelopment plan, Eastside TAD. Property to be pledged for payment or security for tax allocation. The property proposed to be pledged for the payment of security for payment of such allocation bonds is the positive tax allocation increments derived from the TAD. The city will also consider the creation of special tax district and additional securities for the repayment of any allocation bonds if the city deems a special service tax district you know that you use our land as collateral, not just mine. You have pages of every 82 properties that you valued as you put up for security, that you never notified the people in writing. We never received due process. We never got a chance to voice our concerns. But all I keep hearing is, let's move forward. When I'm going to tell you, because Mr. Barr, when we met, you said let's move forward. You have on the articles, section 214, inquiries and investigation. You have the authority to investigate this. So if you are sincere about what you all are saying, do your due diligence and investigate.
Jeremy, I think it's Jermaine. Did I say that correctly?
Good day, good day. All right, so good evening. I just listened to beautiful proclamations that you brought beauty pageants queens for and whatnot. But the hypocrisy in this room is staggering. You cannot celebrate liberation while actively displacing working families. Dr. King warned us when profit motives and property rights are considered more important than people, the giant triplets of racism, extreme materialism, and materialism are incapable of being conquered. Right now, politicians like Gil McDougall, Leslie McPherson are placing profit above our people. I stood fighting these same evictions last year, and here we are again. I don't even live here. I live in Douglasville. The fact that I'm here is because I'm afraid that this will happen to me. I don't want it to come to my street. You cannot preach unity while throwing people out of their homes. And by the way, we were talking about water and things. I see a lot of Callaway Blue water here that you all have. I think you all pay for it through taxes and things of that nature. I think it's disrespectful or shameful that you have bottled water like that and expensive bottled water like that. You cannot bulldoze neighborhoods to pave yellow brick roads for corporate profit. You call Villa Rica the city of gold, but my question today is for whom? Stop the photo ops and start protecting residents. Thank you.
Linda Parrish. Parrish. Linda.
My name is Linda Parrish, and I live on Parkway Circle. As I said last time, this neighborhood is not a rundown slum. It's a neighborhood of generations created and maintained with blood, sweat, and tears. People born there, died there. This is theirs. They've worked for it. Once the process is explosive, you can't put the cow back in the barn, as the old farmers say. Stop and evaluate. There's always a plan B. My grandpa always said, there's always a plan B. There's an alternative. But I don't think the alternatives have been looked at. These folks deserve respect. If it had been a white neighborhood, I'm an indigenous person. I'm proud of my heritage. So my grandpa helped build Villa Rica. But the fact of the matter is when you come down to the point of when the city attorney was questioned by me, what happens when you have 2,064 new dwellings? That's not counting what Dr. Woodall just mentioned, coming into our area. Where are you going to put all these kids? And his response was, we made an agreement with the school board that no school-aged children will be brought into this district. How can you do that? How can you tell people, I'm sorry, but you can't live here, and you can't live here because you have kids? It's ridiculous. The offer of donation by North Fork Southern for a park. If you're going to build a park, build it on this side of town. We have plenty on that side of town. Think about the people that live over here. These people have built these homes, and inherited these homes and taken care of these homes. Drive through this neighborhood and look at it. It's beautiful. It's not a slum. It's not a ghetto. But it's Villa Rica. It's where we all come from. Our families that grew us, that grew the legacy for us. Consider an alternate plan. And Mr. Barr, I appreciate you standing up last time and saying you would step out there and you would talk to anybody that wanted to talk to you. But the fact of the matter is, we need action. We don't need empty promises and empty words. We need action for these people that put you into office, that pay the taxes, that pay your salary. Think about it.
That's the last name we have on for public comment. We'll move on to council updates, subject of general interest and concerns. Any council updates? Yes, Councilman Conte.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. First, I would like to thank everyone who attended our community town hall meeting last month regarding the Villa Rica Parkway project. I appreciate those who came out, asked questions, shared concerns, and participated in the discussion. I recognize that this issue has generated strong feelings throughout our community. I know there are residents who disagree with my vote, who are disappointed in my decision, and who remain frustrated by the outcome. I hear those concerns, and I respect the passion behind them. One thing this process has reinforced for me is the importance of continuing to listen closely to residents, especially those who feel directly impacted by decisions made by their government. While we may not always agree, those perspectives matter and will continue to inform how I approach difficult issues moving forward. I also would like to briefly clarify the public record regarding two separate matters that have recently been discussed in our community. The city's support for Juneteenth and the Villa Rica Parkway vote were separate matters, considered through separate processes at a different time. The Juneteenth celebration was discussed during the March City Council work session, and that was funded through the city's operational funding and approved by the council during the March City Council meeting. The final vote regarding the Villa Rica Parkway project occurred in May. Residents deserve honest conversation, accurate information, and transparency from their elected officials. My commitment remains to serve this community with integrity, respect, and a willingness to listen, learn, and lead through even the most difficult conversations that we will have in the upcoming future. Thank you.
Anything else from council?
Madam Mayor, I'll
Councilman
speak.
Barr.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. First of all, I just want to again thank Mayor and Council for recognizing the young ladies tonight, and I think that, and I also want to thank you all for listening and participating in that process as well. Those young ladies, you know, they work hard in this community, and they deserve to be recognized no matter what we're going through. Okay, and I thank you for that. And I know it was long, but I appreciate you all. I know you have concerns, and I know you want to be heard. And that's exactly just, someone just stated that I stated that if you have something to talk to me about, do so. And since I said it that night in the town hall, I received many calls, and every last one of them that reached out to me met with me, okay? Step one, I did respond it and asked that person to give me a time and date. I haven't got that yet, but as soon as that person do, I will meet with them as well. So when I say moving forward, I really mean moving forward. If you want to get answers, you want to get to the bottom of this, I need facts. And if you have facts, let's talk facts. What I'm hearing tonight is the same thing I heard during the town hall, okay? And for me, as I stated that night, I heard more and I learned more than I did before. Now I'm where you want me to be. but I need facts, okay? I'm responsible for myself and my seat. I can't speak for my fellow colleagues, but for me, let's talk fact. If you know me, you know how I operate. I'm a businessman, and I deal with facts. If you got facts, let's talk. Thank you.
Councilman Momtahan?
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to recognize our state representative, Jet Howard, and State Senator Tim Bearden for their efforts in naming the Villa Rica bypass, or memorial. I guess it's a memorial highway. I don't know if it's an official name. I don't know the specifics of that. After Dr. J. Larry Boss, who was a longtime physician, he was a physician before my time in Villa Rica. I got to know him through Lions Club and being affiliated with a Lions Club and attending church with him. But I think many people have told me that there was a time in which Dr. Boss probably delivered every baby born in Villa Rica. So he had an outstanding legacy. He was the others have told me that if it weren't for Dr. Boss, Tanner wouldn't have the presence it has in Villa Rica, which is obviously a blessing to have such a high-class facility here in the city limits. So I want to again recognize and thank our state delegation for their efforts in recognizing Dr. Boss in that way. Thank you.
So that special recognition occurred yesterday, and thank you for covering that, because that was one of the things I wanted to mention. He was a pillar in the community. Tomorrow, we have the dedication of a Liberty Tree. Is it 10? At 10 o'clock at Gold Dust Park. Friday, we have the dedication of Robbie Bishop, is it Parkway? We will have that dedication on Friday, and coming up in July, we have a special dedication which will be connected to the bypass. The bypass section of it is named after Dr. Larry Boss. We will recognize Mr. Larry Boggs at that time in July. I can't remember the exact date, but we'll get that out. That'll be out on our happenings, right, in our newsletter and everything. And so I just wanted to mention those special events in case someone missed them coming up. The Liberty Tree is at 10:30 tomorrow at Gold Dust. Okay, thank you. Anything else from council before we move to the agenda? All right, before we adopt the agenda, I believe we have an amendment.
Yes, Madam Mayor, I will move to amend the agenda to include item I-2, a resolution for Villa Rica Cultural Arts Center.
Say again? I'm sorry. I'm looking. I-2,
a resolution for Villa Rica Cultural Arts Center. Agenda to.
Oh, because we already did
to
it.
add.
We did the resolution for the Cultural Arts Center. Am I missing something?
Yeah, I-2 is on the agenda.
Mayor,
That,
because of the time in which it was, then it was added to the agenda so that you would have.
So it'd be official?
Yes, so that it would show in the record and that the attachments were on there, but it did happen after the work session.
Okay.
If that
So
helps to clarify.
if we leave it there so that it's officially adopted.
yes.
Okay, got it.
Thank you.
And something else? Yeah, you need to make a motion to add executive session. You can have the attorney state for the reason.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion for, yes.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion for the city council and mayor to have executive session today.
Okay, so to add an executive session at the end. Okay, and we have a motion, and we need to give the purpose for it.
Yeah,
Attorney
the
Macklin.
purpose for the executive session would be to discuss personnel.
Okay, we have a motion.
I move.
We have a second.
Second, I'm sorry.
All in favor? Any opposed? All right, thank you.
I'm sorry.
So we're there's a lot of distractions going on. So we
Are adding an executive session for
understood.
personnel.
I didn't vote, so
Oh, okay.
it's not, like,
Okay,
I
it wasn't unanimous. Would you like to, we have a motion and a second to add executive session regarding personnel.
Okay, thank you. Because sorry, there was a lot going on.
All in favor? All right, thank you. It's okay, totally understandable.
Madam Mayor.
Yes.
On the first to amend the agenda to add I-2, was there a second?
No.
Second, sorry.
I have a first and a second, I have a motion and a second. All in favor of adding I-2 resolution for the Cultural Arts
But what was
Center.
the reason for adding I-2? Because it's already on the printed agenda.
It was not published to the public. It was added to the agenda, so it would be
I'm
here
sorry,
for
I completely
printing.
missed that too.
I apologize.
It's a
No, it's not
technicality.
you. And there's just, again, a lot of noise.
And that's probably a first. It's not very often that we're adopting something that's already on the agenda. It's because it was so last minute. So that one's a little unusual as well. So, all right. We have adopted the amended agenda. All right. All right, I'm going to move on to the consent agenda. Right, on the consent agenda, these are single items that encompass all things the city council would normally approve with little comment. Each of these items were discussed at the council work session, and it was a unanimous consensus of the governing body to place the following items on the consent agenda. Item 1, workers' compensation renewal. Item 2, approval of appointment of Caitlin Small to the Villa Rica Library Advisory Board. 3, approval of reappointment of Claudia Best to the Carroll County Library Advisory Board. Excuse me, I'm going to have to stop for a moment. We do have the rules that nothing that disrupts the meeting can continue. So, yeah, that needs to stop.
No, it don't need to stop.
Anything that is disruptive to other people attending or listening to the meeting is against our policy. All right, while they're handling that, I'm going to go ahead and try to focus and move along. Item 4, I think I might have missed, approval of reappointment of Claudia Best to the Carroll County Library Advisory Board. Item 4, water plant construction. This is for the preliminary design. Item 5 is the sanitation rate increase from GFL. Item 6 is the resolution and intergovernmental agreement for the transportation special purpose local option sales tax, which is called T-SPLOS distribution with Douglas County. I know that sounds really complicated. It's basically Douglas County is putting something on the ballot, and we have to have an intergovernmental agreement with them if that item passes. Item 7, assume maintenance responsibility for the weather sirens located within the city of Villa Rica from Carroll County. And item 8, approve the resolution calling for the exchange of city of Villa Rica property for downtown property for Downtown Development Authority property. I'll entertain a motion to adopt the consent agenda.
Motion to adopt the consent agenda.
Second.
A motion, a second, all in favor? Anyone opposed?
That is unanimous.
Thank you. All right, we'll move to governing body. Item 1, approval of the May 5th, 2026 work session minutes and the May 12th council meeting minutes. I assume if there were any corrections, they got sent in after you read them. Are we good on those? And if we are, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
We have a motion, second, all in favor?
That
Thank
is
you.
unanimous.
Item 2 is the resolution for the Villa Rica Cultural Arts Center. That's the I-2 item.
Ready?
It's okay.
And so while the city clerk is actually, I think she's pulling up that document for the public view, this resolution actually was sent out to the mayor and council in advance, and I won't read the resolution, but the title actually clearly states what the purpose of this resolution is. And once adopted, or if adopted, then the resolution is authorizing the establishment and development of the Villa Rica Cultural Arts Center, currently known as 206 North Avenue, subject to change for address and purposes. Parcel ID VO or V05-003-0012, comma, plus minus 0.25 acres, preserving a historic community landmark and providing for related matters. The rationale behind this recommendation is to take the property that is a current asset that's actually sitting and depreciating and put it to best use. And I met with individuals, city leadership, and we looked at the property, we toured the property, and thought there was a great idea. Best use for this property was to present it as a building that the community could use for a cultural arts center. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
I think this is the first time we've had something added like that we didn't discuss during the work session. My recommendation, Councilman Barr, would be that before we adopt anything, that we actually have it on the agenda ahead of time, flesh it out, have time for us to discuss it and to hear from the citizens.
Absolutely.
Are you amenable to that?
I am.
Okay, so then would you mind making a motion to table it until next month?
Yes.
And then we can put it on the work session agenda.
At the request of the mayor, I wish to table this agenda item to the July 2026 agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed?
That is unanimous.
All right, thank you.
Mayor, if I could just report to you what the result is of my meeting out there. I informed the folks outside that it was my belief that they were disrupting the meeting, and it's all coming from one megaphone, or I don't know what you call it, but it's electric loudspeaker. That's what's causing the noise out there. I told them that I believe that they were disrupting the meeting in here, that it was causing people to focus on the intermittent noise that was coming in here. You can't hear what they're saying, but it is noise. Asked them to turn it off. I think some of them did ask the person with that to turn it off. I don't know it. So you got two choices really. It's either just continue and ignore it, or if you believe it is so disruptive, then somebody needs to move to just adjourn the meeting, and we'll notify that the protest has disrupted the meeting. That would be my recommendation. So there are noise ordinances here in the city, but I don't know that we're to the point that we want to start.
Is it being picked up on the mic for the people? Is it okay for the people that are listening, that are watching? Is it being picked up on the mics? Okay, all right, so that's a positive. Yes, Councilman Conte.
Thank you, David, for that. It's my opinion that we need to let them exercise their First Amendment right.
Right. And certainly we told them, please say whatever you want to say. It's just the electric microphone that's being a little disruptive. And we asked nicely to turn it off, and I had hoped that they would do that.
They're not going to.
But if they don't, they don't. And it falls to you as to whether or not it's so disruptive to stop the meeting or not.
I'm okay with them doing it.
I don't want to answer for everybody else. I'm one person. I can tend to block things out and go, but at the same time, I have to feel for other people that want to listen to the meeting and tend to the business of the city. So I'm open to any comments from council. Yes,
Just looking at-
Councilman Mumtahan.
Just looking at the agenda, we're almost done with the meeting, so I don't.
Then let's carry on.
Just proceed.
Okay.
I mean, that's just my opinion, but.
All right. Not saying I'll do that in the future, though, because I think this could be a problem going forward. When they're trying to concentrate, we're trying to concentrate, and at time there'll be people at the podium giving presentations.
I understand. I just don't want to blow anything out of proportion.
I appreciate that. All right. J, legal public comment policy. Attorney Mecklin.
Council members, I think this is an item that you may have discussed before, and we have come back proposing a revision to our public comment policy. The reason that we've made the proposal is our last policy was drawn up, I believe, in mid to late 2024. And since that time, there have been several federal legal decisions that have come out that have clarified and revised what is permissible and what is not as permissible as a public comment policy in a limited public forum, which this is. This is considered to be a limited public forum. We have revised the policy to bring it into compliance with those last several decisions that have come out. And I can summarize it, I think, by saying that whereas our prior policy asked for speakers to be respectful, this current policy is couched in the terms of preventing people from disrupting the meeting. And the thought is, you can, when you're up here making public comment, you can say anything you want to say, and it's a content neutral forum, so long as it focuses on city business. But you can't disrupt it. This new policy attempts to define what is a disruption. It's disruptive remarks or conduct from either a speaker or the audience, meaning speech that obstructs or impedes the orderly conduct of the meeting, including threats of harm or violence, yelling over a speaker, or making disruptive noises that prevents the meeting's business from being conducted, and refusing to yield the floor after time has expired. So we're changing from a speaker being respectful to not being disruptive. We've had maybe a good example presented to you as to where it could come into play.
The timing, we didn't know that.
Right. So it's our recommendation that you adopt this policy to bring it into conformity with the law, good practice, and the general norm. This seems to be a policy followed by a number of cities, and so we'd ask you to adopt it. I'll be glad to answer any questions if you have any.
Yeah, you provided the red line version. I know for a while we haven't asked people to give their address, just their name to state for the record, but to put the address on here so that we can address people's concerns. We can reach them. If they leave a phone number, we can reach them that way too. But anyway, were you waiting?
No.
Any comments or questions from council?
For me, Madam Mayor, we actually discussed this during the work session, and I think for me, I'm amenable to what's provided before us, and I'm ready to move forward with the vote.
I'll entertain a motion then.
I'll make a motion to approve the attached public comment policy for the city of Villa Rica.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed?
That is unanimous.
Thank you. Item K, under Police, Chief, you're going to do this one, purchase of 2026 Ford Escape.
You want me to pass it down? You got it? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
So this is a request to purchase a Ford Escape for our admin personnel. This is a new car. It is, we had 4 bids, and we recommend to buy the vehicle from Don Rich Ford. The first 2 bids were lower, but they were standard equipment only. The bid from Don Rich and Alan Vigil included the power lift gate and the mini spare, which we definitely want the spare, so those two came with it, and therefore the cost would be $29,588, and so we request the purchase of that vehicle.
Questions from council? Councilman Conte?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good evening, Chief.
Good evening.
I appreciate the staff bringing forward multiple bids and providing an explanation during the work session. I just have a few questions to help me better understand the recommendation before we vote on this. First question I have is, does the city currently have a formally adopted local vendor preference policy? And if not, what objective criteria was used to recommend a higher price local vendor over other qualified bidders?
We do have a local vendor. I think if it's within
5% and no more than $3,750.
$3,750.
$3,750.
Thank
it's 5% or 3,000.
Mhm.
Or, okay. Or.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And then, another question. If any other dealership within the Carroll County had offered the same vehicle with the same feature at a lower cost, would staff still be recommending the Villa Rica dealership? If so, what would be the basis for that particular recommendation?
I don't have that option because nobody else offered that, but we definitely would go with the lower option if they're both local dealerships and the price is comparable.
I guess my question is, just to clarify, how did we go about, or did we go about as a city, reaching out to the other dealerships within Carroll County itself other than our specific city?
Yeah, we always ask for the bids from different ones. We call them to see if they have the vehicle, that kind of vehicle in. If they have that vehicle in, then we ask for their bid on it, and then we go from there.
Okay. And then last question, what measures were taken to ensure that all qualified vendors had a genuine opportunity to compete for those purchases, and that process remained transparent, competitive, and fair? Was that made public?
I think that would be a question that he would have to answer because the folks from the shop's the ones that got the bids. Now, the gentleman that did it, I don't think is present, but.
Okay.
So this isn't the policy, purchasing policy. This doesn't have to go out to bid. So there wasn't a request for proposals or a request for bid. It was just a request for, for estimates for this particular vehicle, with dealerships that we reached out to. And for this particular vehicle, some were contacted and they didn't have one to offer. So, there was no information to bring. So.
Okay. Thank you, because I want to be clear that my questions aren't directed at any individual vendor or business. I support all local businesses and appreciate the important role they play in our community. At the same time, I do believe we have a responsibility to ensure that the taxpayer dollars are spent wisely and that our procurement process remain transparent, competitive, and consistent. My goal is to better understand the basis for this recommendation and to ensure that residents can have the confidence that all qualified vendors have a fair opportunity to compete here in the city of Villa Rica business-wise. Regardless of how council votes tonight, I just believe these are important questions to ask as part of our responsibility to be good stewards of the taxpayers' money that we serve.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
I have something.
Councilman Marchman?
I don't have a problem with Dunrich Ford, but the question that I asked was, if this was just to take home, come to work, and it sits there all day, that I've been told is happening, and then I hear that it's used for other things. I just need a clarification for that because some of the, but anyway, it was said that other thing that they could use other things for themselves. I'm talking about the officers versus car that's gonna sit out in the parking lot all day. But if the council wants to do the Dunridge Ford, I'm for it. But that was just a question that I was asked, and so clear that up for me.
Okay, so this is the car is going to be assigned to Michelle Landrum. Michelle is the sergeant over court, sergeant over training. Sergeant over certification. She does backgrounds. So this car will not just sit here all day. This car will be going to pull files on people on the background. It'll be used for going to check, to talk to our recruits at the academy and things like that. So it's not going to just sit here all day. It's not just for her to be able to take home. It's for her to use in all of her duties. So I'm not sure exactly what you need to know, but that's
well, you
that's
just
basically
answered
what it
the
is.
question. That was
Okay.
all I wanted to know,
Okay.
because it was
Yes, ma'am.
it was told one thing to me, and then I heard something else, and so I
Okay.
just wanted clarification of it, because some of the people are saying that they could use something else like vests or guns or whatever versus a new car that's just sitting out there. That was my thing.
Yes, ma'am.
And then this didn't come
And-
from one person. This was a number of your officers. So
Well,
you can't.
I'm kind of disappointed in that, because honestly, anytime we have came to you guys and asked for things, equipment, vests, whatever, y'all been very supportive of that.
Oh, you know I am
don't
when it
really,
comes
I
to
don't
the
really
office.
get why that was said. It just doesn't really add up, but I understand.
Yeah, I'm always, if it's a pencil or whatever that they need, I'm gonna vote for it if it's gonna help the officers.
Yes, ma'am.
And that was why I asked that question.
Well, the officer that this is helping has shown dedication to this department, has shown unbelievable resilience in coming back from a stroke, has done
Yes,
nothing
I
but
know
positive
that.
things for this department. So honestly, if you don't buy the car for her, I'm fine with that. I'll give her my car, and I promise you it won't bother me at all. That's how much I think of her.
Oh, now I like her. I'm for her.
Yes, ma'am.
But I just had to ask that question because it's been coming to me time after time. And that's why I wanted a clarification from you or whoever. That was all
ma'am.
that was.
Okay.
Chief, do you think it helps for people to know that a take-home vehicle doesn't mean that it can take home and go to soccer games and things like that? It's take home, it's back to work, and it's while they're at work, and that it's not used for other personal activities.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
I
know
know
that
that.
got asked, but based on some of the things I was hearing, I was thinking that might be out there. We'll just clear it up now, if that's,
Yeah, that's
is that
very
correct?
true. They're not allowed to take kids to work or school or nothing like that in them. It's just basically for them to travel back and forth. And most all the agencies around here do that, and even further, there's some that have 60 miles, 70 miles. We have a limit of 30 miles from within the city limits that they have to travel.
Councilman Momtahan?
Chief, I don't know if this is in your ballpark or not, but maybe Jennifer or Josh can answer it for me. So Allen Vigil was listed as the state contract quote, and Don Rich was $1,000 better than the state contract. Maybe for the folks, for the public, could you explain what the state contract is?
The state contract is an agreement that the state makes with different dealerships. There's certain dealerships that will have the state contract bid, and those are usually the lowest of anybody as far as where we purchase a car. Usually if we go somewhere and we ask for the state contract and we get the state contract price, we don't have to get any other bids. We just come forward with the state contract bid and we buy the cars. And that's been done with patrol cars over the years and things like that. In this situation, because we reached out to several different places, we still got the state contract, but we got lower than the state contract, which I thought was very good.
Yeah, that's what I was, kind of what
It
jogged
doesn't
my memory.
happen, it very seldom happens where you
Yeah.
get lower than the state contract.
As I was watching the work session, that's what jogged my memory on this.
Yeah.
Is like, a state contract price, usually it's almost, I don't want to say no bid, but they're the lowest bidder
Right.
all the time. And here, Don Rich beat them by $1,000. So I just,
Well, and honestly, in the past, and I know Ms. Marchman will remember this, I've came forward before and said not to buy local because they were so far
Right.
different, the state contract, and we bought from other agents or other companies because of that. But this one just, worked out to where it was then.
Any other
you,
questions?
sir.
Questions from council? I'll entertain a motion.
I move to allow the city of Villa Rica to purchase a 2026 Ford Escape from Don Rich Ford.
Second.
Have a motion, second, all in favor? Any opposed?
That is unanimous.
Thank you. We'll move on to item L, City Manager report. Ms. Hallman?
Good evening. This is the city manager report for June 2026. We'll start with the project updates with a stormwater utility study. Of course, we're working with our consultants, the Integrated Science and Engineering. We've had 2 meetings so far, April the 1st and May the 20th. Our next scheduled meeting is June 24th. And in July, we expect to have a presentation before y'all to kind of go over next steps, if we want to take the next step, kind of go over the information we've learned as a group, along with our consultants. The next is the North Side Downtown Streetscape. The grant funded, of course, $1.1 million, $286,000 match. The new information regarding this is on June 17th. We're going to have a kickoff meeting for Phase 2, which includes environmental studies and a traffic study. The West Industrial Court culvert replacement. We're hoping by mid-June. This has really been a bear for us as far as getting Atlanta Gas Light to relocate their gas main that conflicts with the proposed culvert. We hope to have this completed, or we hope that Atlanta Gas Light will have this completed by mid-June. There's no update on the South Carroll and Tolbert Reed Road. We're still looking at reviewing the priorities and funding sources for that. The Villa Rica Parkway construction, we're looking at around an expected time for construction to be sometime in July. The Fortune Parkway, as the mayor mentioned earlier, on Friday, June the 12th at 10 a.m., we will have the Robbie Bishop Road dedication ceremony. So we will invite, or anybody that is welcome to attend and celebrate this road dedication. The Safe Streets for All, the SS4A, we have submitted a grant application for the Pumpkin Town Phase 1. We hope to be notified and maybe, hopefully, be awarded, not quite sure yet, in November and December. So once we get the award, or once we get notice, and hopefully it will be that we're awarded, but either way, we will keep y'all posted on that progress. Pumpkin Town Road, as you know, that we had our public information open house, or PIOH, on May the 7th at the library. We are now summarizing all the questions and comments that were asked or commented on at the PIOH, as well as there was a link for them to go and do into Google Docs to ask questions even after that, and I think that closed on, I think it was yesterday. So we're summarizing that, and we plan on sending that to y'all, putting it on the website, just to keep everybody informed about that project. And some of the questions that were raised today by Mr. Woodall are addressed in that summarization. Again, we want to complete the easement research and acquire the easements. We would like to begin the bid process and award the contract in spring of 2027, and it's expected the construction to last about a year. This project is complete. The Dallas Highway Old Stone Road waterline location is completed, and we are now working on the project closeout with GFA. Connors Road Park, there's no update due to the high cost of the Phase 1 of the project of around $2.4 million. We're still reviewing other in-house options. The Shirley Marchman Park, as y'all already know, the grading is completed. Y'all approved tonight the land swap with DDA. The next steps are, of course, scheduling a public information meeting, approve a final plan, determine all the funding sources, and start construction. Just want to give a shout out to Leanne, who worked really hard, planned a lot ahead on celebrating Georgia Cities Week. We had it April the 20th through the 25th. And these are just have numerous pictures, so I couldn't put them all up there. But Teresa was able to give a civic lesson, or two of them actually. Yes, two of them. We also had selfies station at the senior center, so you see so some of those pictures, as well as the mayor reading a book at the library to the little kids, and then we had the coloring contest. So appreciate all the hard work that went into that. Always remember, we have summer camp registration is still open. As of yesterday at the staff meeting, Tracy Ivy informed me we had over 775 registrations, which is great. So that keeps growing, and I believe some camps are still open. So there's a link on their website that you can register for some summer camps. Don't forget about our Villa Rica Library. All the events that are happening in the month of June, again, is on their website. And they always have something going on for all ages. Don't forget about our seniors at a senior center. They always stay very active as well. There's a calendar on the website that tells you all about the different events going on every day. Always like to remind people about the Veterans Memorial Park that the Villa Rica Veterans Association is still raising money, and you can go to their website at www.vrveterans.org and you can make donations. We currently have the Market at the Mill. This is May through September, and it's every Thursday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. So try to make it. I haven't been yet, but I plan on going, but I've heard really great things about it. We have our Juneteenth Freedom Day celebration, June 19th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. This is in downtown Villa Rica. We're going to have music, culture, community, and celebration as we honor the Juneteenth. This is a powerful day of freedom, history, and unity. Enjoy live entertainment, local vendors, fellowship, and a vibrant atmosphere at the mill. We also have the Thomas Dorsey Festival the next weekend, Saturday, June 20. Would you like to take this over? Okay. Saturday, June 27th from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the mill. There's going to be live music and food vendors. The following weekend, we have the famous Villa Rica July 3rd event from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the V-Plex. It's the Stars and Stripes in Villa Rica night, celebrating also 250th anniversary of our great country. We're going to have the headliner of September in the Park and opening act, Timeless Highway Band. There's going to be a kids corner, live music, merch vendors, military groups, food vendors, and a fireworks finale. We appreciate all of our sponsors, and since this is the way the calendar falls, this is the last meeting we will have prior to all of these events. I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of all the events that's coming on before we meet again. And that is it.
Thank you, Ms. Holman. In addition to the agenda of the executive session that we will move into, guess we can state the reason, then make a motion.
Yeah, this is to go into executive session to discuss or deliberate upon the appointment, employment, compensation, hiring, disciplinary action or dismissal, or periodic evaluation of a public officer or employee.
Need a motion to move from regular session into executive session.
Motion to move from regular session into executive session.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor? Any opposed?
That is unanimous.